So I saw someone order a pumpkin spice latte this morning, and it hit me. And this has nothing to do with coffee, I can promise you that. The NHL season is right around the corner, baby. So let's get you guys all caught up with the news coming out of Rangers training camp with our New York Post NHL and Rangers beat reporter, Mollie Walker. Mollie, what's going on? I saw a tweet from you this morning about Artemi Panarin's curls coming out of the back of his helmet and Kreider Miller rocking some blonde hair. Hockey is almost officially back.
I love the energy. I love it. Keep it coming.
All right. So we call my energy London Mania. Let's talk about Rempe Mania. I'm hearing that he's been living with the Quick family and training with Chris Kreider. So how's he been looking throughout training camp? And what do you think the chances are for him to make this team?
Well, it's day one. But to his credit, day one, he looked pretty great. He looked strong. He looked fresh. He was in a group with more prospects rather than the main group because he was skating with the main group during informal skating sessions and he was not at training camp. So that's why he was with that group. But he finished first in his sprints that he was doing. He looked really in shape. And that's what he talked about today, how hard he's been training this offseason. He said the last 2 months he's been power skating every single day. And let me tell you, it looked like he has been. So in terms of his chances to make the team, I think they're pretty high, barring a terrible training camp. But day one was off on the right foot.
Yeah, you could tell he's ready to come out with a bang, especially with everything that he put on the ice, put on tape last season. The city was buzzing when Matt Rempe got on the ice. A guy who, for last season, things really started to click for him, Alexis Lafreniere. What do you anticipate from him this season? You think that he can build off of last season's success?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think that any player that has a breakout year, that's what they're looking to do. And for him, it's a little complicated because he'll probably stay on the same line, which was one of the most high-profile lines in the entire NHL last season with Artemi Panarin and Vincent Trocheck. It was the Rangers' best line, most consistent line all season, and that's likely where he'll stay. But in terms of expanding his role, the question is whether or not he's going to get power play one time. But it's a complicated situation because the Rangers power play has been so good, top 3 in the league last season, has a group that's been together for so long. So there's a lot of moving parts with it. And it's kind of like, why fix what's not broken? But we'll see what ends up happening.
First day of training camp in the books. Guys are kind of competing within themselves, individually, but to all come together as a team. So in your mind, what's the biggest question marks that this team needs to address throughout training camp?
Well, it's what training camp is for, is looking at your line combinations, looking at your D combinations, looking at what worked last season, looking at what didn't work last season, trying new things. I think a starting point is definitely the D pairs. We saw Captain Jacob Trouba get demoted to the third pair by the end of last season and into the playoffs. Whether or not he'll go back to playing with Kreider Miller, whether or not Kreider Miller will play with Braden Schneider, which is a pairing that came about last season too that was really effective and a really good pairing for the Rangers. Same thing with the line combinations. See if Riley Smith fits into right wing one. Lots of different moving parts. I expect Peter Laviolette to try several different things, as he did last season.
You mentioned Riley Smith. How do you look on his first day? The new guy in town.
It's so tough to say. It's day one, but I will say that he sounded really, really excited to be here. He sounded, coming from Pittsburgh last season, he is looking forward to being a part of a very competitive team, and all that fun stuff. So we'll see how it turns out for him.
It's day one for you as well. I mean, you're going nonstop until what? April, May, June. So how was day one of training camp for you personally?
Well, everybody watching is hoping for June. It was great. It's so much fun to be back at the rink. It's my happy place. It's most people's happy places who are in hockey. And the vibe around the team is the same as always. Finished today with their group hug, just like always, and we're back at it.
All right, well, here's our Zoom group hug. Thanks for hopping on with us, Mollie.
Thanks.